This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, I want to talk about part 6 of Stop It. LeBron James ain't no GOAT. Y'all need to sit here and stop acting like SpongeBob's around here and thinking that this guy is ever going to be compared to the likes of an MJ23 or the likes of a KB24. He's not on these men's levels. He needs to sit down somewhere. This guy is not, and I'm going to say that again, he's not the greatest of all time when it comes to players. The only thing he is the greatest of all trolls. You know, this man got everyone on some kind of delusional nonsense. I don't know if he's seeing a shaman. I don't know if he's seeing some kind of witch doctor, but he got the masses fooled, man, because this man could keep losing. He could keep quitting. You know, he could keep blaming teammates, you know, for his misgivings and for his misnomers and still scathe off like Teflon Don. I don't get it, man. I don't. How did we leapfrog past Kobe Bryant? You know, how are we going to sit here and act like Kobe wasn't that nice? How are we going to sit here and act like Kobe wasn't 5 for 7? I'm going to say that again. 5 for 7 in NBA Finals average. How are we going to act like and say, how are we going to sit here and act like Kobe wasn't 73% in NBA Finals' average and numbers? I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know, I don't understand how he leapfrogged this man. This is the closest thing we've seen to MJ23. But we're going to sit here and act like, you know, LeBron James is better than that. Please, give me a break. The same Kobe Bryant who single-handedly made this guy's work ethic. Kobe Bryant single-handedly lifted LeBron James' work ethic. The work ethic LeBron has on the basketball court, everybody sitting here, all these LeBron apologists, all these LBJ writers, the Nick Wrights of the world, the Shannon Sharps of the world, all these Rudy Poo modern-day NBA generation fans are sitting here and praising. Kobe Bryant was the one that lifted that standard back in 2008 in the Olympics when he came back, you know, and they were the redemption team and he bailed them out and he saved them and he redeemed them to getting gold along with Jason Kidd. Nobody wants to give Kobe credit for that. Everyone talks about those legendary training sessions and training moments where Kobe was training the way that he did, getting up at 4 a.m., you know, and showing these guys this is how you prepare for work. You know, sitting there and lashing these cats up, guarding guys one-on-one, you know, and showing guys this is how you train. These guys weren't training like that before. That's why they got their butts destroyed in Athens in 2004 during those Olympics. Kobe raised their game up, man, in 2008. Nobody wants to sit here and talk about that. But lest you forget, lest I'm going to have to remind you, you know, Kobe Bryant was the one that lifted the standard. In the 2012, you know, NBA All-Star game, when Kobe sat there and he was checking up LeBron James. He was shutting him down when he ripped him up, blocked him twice. Second time they want to say it's a foul, but if you go back and look on the play, Kobe blocked him. This was a Kobe that was supposedly past his prime that was doing this to LeBron James. Could you imagine Kobe in his prime? And LeBron was never good enough to make it to the NBA Finals. Could you imagine if the two of them went to the NBA Finals, what the outcome would have been? Please. So this is the point that I'm trying to say. Like, how did he pass Kobe Bryant? But we want to sit here and talk about MJ. You know, how did he pass Tim Duncan? A guy who was 2-1 against him in the NBA Finals average. You know, how did he pass that guy? A guy who's statistically 80% or more in NBA Finals average. You know, how did he pass this guy? I don't understand it. How did he pass Shaq, the most dominating force in NBA history? You know, like, how did he pass these guys? These guys' accolades are greater than his when it comes to the playoffs. But we want to sit here and say he's the greatest of all time? Please. Then we want to talk about MJ. MJ is untouchable, man. He's on a league of his own. He's on another planet. I've said this before, you know, in private circles, you know, to whether it was my family or other folks that I was talking to. He is in a league of his own. He's on another planet, man. He's on planet Pluto. Like, he's untouchable. Like, don't compare him to no one. When you're 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals, never let that thing go to Game 7. You know, never lost. You know, 100%. That's unheard of. That's why he's considered the greatest player of all time, because he's in all of these different universities and these schools of when they're trying to educate and motivate cats, you know, and explaining to them that, I mean, he's part of lectures on winning. the definition of winning, the standard bearer. This guy's in dictionaries, man. You know, if you go and you look in the dictionary, by acclamation, it's going to say Jordan is the greatest player of all time. It's not going to say that about LeBron. So until you have those acclamations and those accolades, stop it, man. Stop the presses and pump the brakes on this I'm the greatest of all time crap. When I won in 2016 against the Warriors 73-9, I was the greatest player of all time. Draymond Green wasn't there. You got him suspended for calling you the B word, you know, because you knew if he was there, you wouldn't have had no chance. So how you consider that a win of validity and credibility? Bogut wasn't there. Bogut was a rim stopper. He got injured. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you are a true competitor and you compete at the highest level, you want to make sure everyone's there so that when you win, there is no excuses. How come you weren't hitting the closing shots? You know, the shots to seal the deal. How come Kyrie Irving was doing that? Kyrie Irving should be the one to say that he was the greatest of all time, because he was the one that sealed the deal when he had that 41-point game, hit ISO clutch shots. And in that game when he scored 27 points, hit clutch shots on top of that. I mean, come on. How are we going to sit here and act like you're the greatest player of all time when you've been bailed out by Dwayne Wade? You've been bailed out by Chris Bosh. You've been bailed out by Ray Allen. You've been bailed out by Kyrie Irving. This is what your championships have been. Safety blankets. You're not the one that's sealing the deal. You're not the one that's closing the situations out and closing the games out, man. All people got to do is go back and look at these games for what they are, and they'll see this guy for the fraud that he truly is. But people want to sit here and act like this guy's on the levels. Just the fact that we're sitting here and entertaining a non-argument, a non-conversation, speaks volumes to how dumbed down and Rudy Poo the masses are, man, and how dumbed down and Rudy Poo the media is. Because what they're trying to do, which I'm not falling for it, and I hope you guys are not falling for it, is they're trying to push a narrative to make us forget about the legends like the MJ23s and all of these guys that's done it before. They're trying to make everybody forget about these old cats, man, and pushing this LeBron crap. Well, if you were going to do it and be successful, then you need to be pushing Kobe. You need to be pushing Tim Duncan. You need to be pushing Shaq. These are the people that fans can get around, man, and understand, okay, they're pushing these guys. Yeah, these guys were great within their own right, so we can understand it. It will have validity. It will have credibility. But when you sit here and you just pushing this LeBron James agenda, a guy that's comparable to the Jerry West's and the Wilt Chamberlains of the world, again, not knocking him. He's a great player within his own right. But stop the presses and pump the brakes. He is not on the upper echelon levels of the pantheon of greatness. I'm going to say that again. He is not on the upper echelon levels of the pantheon of greatness. We just need to stop it, man. It's ridiculous to even think that this man comes close to those levels. You know, the standard to be in the upper echelon is you got to have at least 4 finals championships and 4 finals MVPs. If you have neither, then how you going to sit here and justify that? How you going to sit here and put yourself on that level? It just makes no sense, man. It's nonsensical at the highest level. So stop it. You know, but that's what it is, man. We dealing with, you know, it just speaks volumes to the generation we're in right now. Microwave, you know, impatient, you know, want to get things when, you know, they haven't worked hard for it, you know, want to earn things when they haven't merited, you know, things not as good as it seems. Things are not as great as they are. You know, expectations are expected, but nothing is done to get it. This is the LeBron generation, man. This is what we're dealing with, you know, and people just need to wake up and see it for what it is, man. You know, I saw it. I smelled it. The time that dude came in, the 03-04 season, I was like, this guy's suspect. I knew something about him didn't smell right and didn't feel right. I just knew it. And I knew he was going to do this. He was going to come in here and contaminate this generation with the nonsense of you ain't got to work as hard. You ain't got to earn it. Jordan was trying to warn us, man, when he was on Oprah with Charles Barkley, but people wasn't paying attention to it. He was talking directly to LeBron James. If anyone knows about Jordan's parables and his subliminals, it was pointed at that cat. But people didn't get it. Me, I'm too cerebral, man. I got it. Y'all need to wake up and stop smelling this coffee. This is He Knows His Sport. Checking out.